Hello there, people. So, here are a few tips and tricks which I've learned throughout my career playing Planetside 2, and hopefully me sharing them with you will give you a much more enjoyable experience in Planetside 2, and maybe help you to improve your 1v1 MLG Elite skills. Right. So, first off, I want to talk about headshots. It seems like a really simple concept that hitting an opponent in the head means killing them quicker. And rightfully, it is a very simple concept. However, many new players, and even some veteran players, I can think of a few straight off the top of my head, don't go for headshots, or as much as they should. Instead, they aim for centre mass. Now, it's a bad habit, and often people do this because they're not so confident in their accuracy. And they're right, it's a bigger target to hit, and it's okay to aim for centre mass. But it does leave you at a significant disadvantage in 1v1 scenarios. The best advice I can offer for improving your headshot accuracy is to lower your sensitivity just a little bit, so you're still comfortable, but you feel a bit more accurate, and practice until you feel confident. The VR training's there. It's not always the best. Personally, I wouldn't go to the VR training to practice. I'd find smaller fights if you can and start practicing on maybe some newbie enemies. Okay. And another one is to always try and keep your crosshairs at head level. Those of you who've played Counter-Strike in the past will know that this is one of the main issues with that game. Is once you start doing that, you'll find you're hitting headshots a lot more. So yeah, always keep that in mind. Secondly, I think people need to be aware of scope selection. I know sights are more a matter of personal preference, but I do think there are some things players need to take into consideration. I see a lot of newbies, a lot of new players, even some veteran players, again, run around with 2x reflex sights, and it's okay. It's a decent sight. It's not a bad sight, but I don't think people are using it because that's their favourite sight in terms of it's the one they play best with. I think they just use it because like other games teach you that the reflex sight is amazing, and other games the reflex sight is amazing. Now, Planetside 2 is not these other games, and that 2x magnification is where the issues start to hit, because magnification in Planetside it's always felt a little bit off. It doesn't feel right. There's something like I can use a 2x magnification scope in another game and it feels absolutely fine, but in Planetside it makes me feel less accurate, and it probably does make me less accurate. So you always have to keep in mind that magnification and effective range aren't the same thing. They are different. If you put a 6x sniper scope on a Manticore pistol, you haven't made a sniper rifle, you've just made a pistol with an unnecessarily large magnification. So I would say to new players, or even some players like veteran players experimenting with sights, 1x reflex sights are your best bet. If you do use 1x sight and you think, I could do with some more magnification, I'm struggling to see enemies at range, then feel free to go to a 2x reflex sight, no one's stopping you. But just maybe keep this advice in mind. I mean, the VR is always open if you're a new player struggling for certs. In time, they will become so much easier to get, So yeah, just keep that in mind. Again, I would recommend buying sights in the VR and testing them. But I wouldn't recommend practicing accuracy in the VR unless it's recoil compensation. Then fair enough. Anyways, I hope this video has been educational for you, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. This is Shrimpy VS signing off.